Hello, we are live, I assume.
We're live.
Sarah, do you want to do the spiel?
Yeah, hello, we are the Explorers League, and this is episode 2 of our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition campaign, Blood in the Streets. Last session, we didn't really do much because we were still just meeting up after having our asses handed to us by the Second Inquisition, and we're still rebuilding. But we've now been tasked with hacking into the nearest sort of low-level database in order to figure out more about the Second Inquisition, and hopefully we're not going to die doing that. If you do want to support the show, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/The Explorers League, and also you can subscribe to us on Twitch or follow us or just share it at all, and it's also twitch.tv/The Explorers League, and hopefully we will end up just making an interesting show.
Can also subscribe to us on shit, apparently. So,
Do we have a YouTube channel now?
we do have a YouTube channel, but
Okay.
that is also the Explorers League on YouTube.
Whenever I hear our name, I just think of the Hearthstone trailer for their Explorers League expansion that came out years ago.
Let's not get sidetracked within the first 5 minutes, okay?
Why not?
But there's a lovely track right here to my side. Am I not making a step on?
Ryan, please stop.
Sorry.
Look. I as the storyteller, only I am allowed to sidetrack us. Damn it.
Okay, should we do introductions? The
Anyway,
players and such.
so introductions. I am Deuce Dan. I am the storyteller, unfortunate enough to be herding these particular cats. That's not necessarily the C word I want to use, but it's polite enough to use on Twitch. So we'll start with Timothy.
Hi.
That looks really
I'm
weird
the-
on stream, just want to say.
What does?
Starting with Timothy.
Hi.
He's to my left.
Hi.
Right,
I'm
but
the
if you
lazy
look at the layout, it's
Yeah, on the
Shut
stream,
the
obviously
fuck up and let me introduce myself.
Lol.
Hi, I'm the Lazy Gerbil. I'm playing Timothy Lockhart.
Then the next person is Lauren.
Hi, I am Sarah, or Lady of Deception, and I am playing Lauren Tennant, the definitely adventurer.
Shadows. No, Lucia, sorry, but yeah, Shadows. Lucia?
sorry. Why did this not go? What the? Okay, there we go. We're all back. Apparently,
Tech
Zoom
issues?
just
What
closes
tech?
to a mini window. Okay, why did it do that? That's not good.
Tech issues? What tech issues?
There we go. I'm Shadows. I played the lovely Malkavian Lucy.
Jean, rather.
Hi, my name's Jen. I'll be playing Jean Morse. I'm probably going to turn my camera off because my internet is terrible today, and will be for the foreseeable future. But enjoy this lovely face while you have it.
If you do,
Jean
we
Morse.
need
Anyone
to-
touches my girlfriend, I'll kill them.
If you do turn your camera off, we need an appropriate GIF or image for Shadows to put in its place. Oh, actually, no. If you turn your
I
camera
mean, you
off,
have the one where I'm like this, so
that's true. And Joey.
yeah.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I will be playing Joey Whispers, the totally normal, sane, everyday toreador who still believes that me and our lovely ex-policeman totally can share the Malkavian.
Yeah, sure, that's gonna happen.
sharing in the you get to exist in the same room as, and that's all you get, and Jean gets everything else. So when we last left our coterie, they were chatting shit and bantering on the rooftop of Joey's club, and they were discussing trying to hack into the Operation Antigen database. Timothy, please roll a Wits Insight difficulty 2. Our first roll of the session.
Okay. Wits and insight.
Okay, you pass. So it occurs to you that knowing blood sorcery, you know where the Tremere Chantry is, and you also know the Chantry is abandoned since the fall. If you were able to get there, who knows what secrets you could uncover? Who knows what rituals and other things you might gain access to?
So, are we on the rooftop?
Yes.
Chantry is a gateway to many disciplines that some might consider unnatural.
So I, as they're having this conversation, Timothy basically goes,
did that mess up our cameras on Twitch?
No, I think we're okay.
No, they're still there. Just I need a picture to replace it.
Okay.
She is still present. It's like
I know. It's just turning the cameras off tends to mess up where the cameras are on the stream.
It's all fine.
may I now?
Yeah, sorry.
So Timothy, as we're all sitting around this table, he stands up and goes, well, we have a plan. I have some other things to attend to tonight. You all can join me if you feel like it, but... And he basically, like, walks towards the elevator.
Maybe we should double check the plan so everyone's on board. Just, maybe in a few minutes, but it feels like a week.
I look at Lauren and basically, like, do you want to take along? Eye contact, that sort of thing.
There's like a brief pause, but it's like I think in this particular instance, it might be better for us to be together.
So there are a few kindred in the city we want to check on. You have your own business. Am I missing anything else?
I believe we've covered everything.
So we have a club to visit. The sewers is probably the best place to hunt for the Shadow King. Who else? There was a few others that we weren't thinking. There was my Toreador contact at the club. What else?
My sire, who is the primogen of the Ventru.
How do we go about contacting the Sewer King?
We need to find any Nosferatu still in London.
I assume we go into the sewers and start talking shit about the Nos clan, then they will find us.
Oh,
That is
go
a
wonderfully. That is a guaranteed ticket to being attacked in the sewers and swarmed.
I know. I was joking. But I assume if we go into the sewers, they will find us eventually.
That is generally how it's done. If someone wants to find the Nos, you just go into the sewers and wait.
Anyway, so Timothy is, unless there's anything else we want to talk about, Timothy's going off to do his thing.
Okay, so I think we'll go with the Chantry visit first. You know where the
Is
Chantry
Lauren-
is?
Is Lauren coming with?
Yeah, she's coming with you.
Hmm.
Because
So,
probably better not to have people wandering around alone at the moment.
yeah.
Joey's also going to come. Once we're done with wherever your business is, then we can probably head to the club.
So,
Our character, Shadow, can you change your name in Zoom to your character name? Because I keep.
The Chantry is located in the Andaz Hotel in London. It is north and slightly west of the Tower of London. As a result, there will be some police and some SI, but not enough that it should be any concern. Unless you plan to run down the street screaming that you're a kindred and using kindred disciplines, you should be able to get in and out without any trouble. You would also know how to get, Timothy specifically would know how to get in and out of the Chantry.
So he walks into the hotel and basically like goes up to the front desk and asks for a room on a specific floor.
Yeah. Here you go, sir. And the receptionist hands you a key to the library suite.
And he does give the lady at the front desk a tip and basically goes,
Yeah.
"Have a lovely evening, ma'am."
And you, sir. And you, ma'am. And she says to Lauren, as the two of you go up.
Well, and Joey's there.
Oh, and in that case, and you two, sirs, and lady. And she will.
I don't know if Jin or Lucy has joined. I didn't hear them say.
Lucy's probably gonna go get some nums.
Fair enough. And Jane, I'm assuming Jean is following Lucia because
Yeah, and team will go with her. Just to make sure everything's fine. First night back in the city and all that.
okay. So you make your way up to the Chantry, or rather to the library suite.
Do you have music in the background?
Do I? I shouldn't have music in the background.
Or at least I'm hearing.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
it
I'm
as well.
hearing music.
Yeah, that's the music the stream is hearing. If you press
Alright.
one, I can disable that.
I mean, I did want the music just for the pre-show, but yeah.
Oh, do you want me to disable it to the stream as well?
Yeah. I wanted it for the pre-show.
It's gone.
Thank you. So you make your way up to the library, and it's a relatively normal library, and except for one room which is marked as private. It is the room that most people would assume is just a private room. As kindred, you know that is the room that hides the door hides what lies beyond, which is the entrance to the Chantry. So you go into the private room, and before you is a large wall with what looks like two huge door-like panels set into the far wall. In between the panels is looks like a small statue. It is of an androgynous figure holding a small bowl. And the figure looks like they're holding the bowl out, hoping for... they look like a beggar, asking for change almost. And above the panels, it says in Latin, to wander the hall, shit, what was I said? They said,
To wander the hall, you must give what you would otherwise take.
yeah, to wander these halls, you must give what you would otherwise take.
Timothy,
The Tremere weren't the most subtle of individuals, were they?
no, they weren't. And Timothy pulls out a switchblade, like thumbs the activator, and slits his wrist, and holds it over the bowl.
Yeah. As you do that, you watch as the panels shimmer and ripple and slowly fade away. And beyond, you see the Chantry. For Lauren and Joey, nothing changes. The panels are still there. The wall is as solid as ever. Do you also offer your blood?
Joey would offer his blood, but in a much less over the top way than our beloved Timothy did. It would just be a simple pull out something sharp from one of his skirt pockets and just and boom.
Okay then, and the same thing happens. You see.
Yeah, Lauren will actually just stick her thumb in her mouth and bite down on it on one of her fangs, and then just sort of touch that to the panels.
That's actually how Lauren opens tins of food as well. Just
do you bite? Joey looks at her and goes, "Do you bite your tongue at me, madam?"
No, I bite my thumb at you.
I didn't do Shakespeare.
Okay, Timothy walks into the Chantry.
Joey follows.
You walk in, and the Chantry looks pristine. No one has been here in 2 years, as far as you're aware, but there is not a speck of dust anywhere.
Unseen sensors are kicking in.
Yeah. You see lots of you see lots of glyphs and runes and wards and stuff designed to keep out prying eyes, particularly mortals and the like. You wouldn't. There are others, but there are other glyphs and wards and that, but you wouldn't know them without a good occult roll. So if you would like to know, please roll an intelligence occult. Difficulty 4. We'll go.
Can Timothy roll the same thing even though he can't see the wards?
Sure. I mean, if
damn it, so close.
Okay, no.
That was a superbly bad roll.
Really was. Unless you get a crit, there's no point in re-rolling.
Yep. Let's not. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Is Lauren not gonna roll?
I assume she has nothing in occult.
I am not built for this. No.
But,
Okay,
but there is something Joey wishes to do when he looks at the rooms.
What?
I want to proc a premonition.
Okay. You try to force a premonition, and you stare at the runes, and you see.
Well, it's a roll, isn't it? Proc a premonition.
Oh yeah, sorry. Was it roll for?
Rouse check. Resolve aspects.
Yeah. Okay then. Please roll a resolve all specs, and we'll see how well you do.
While you're doing that, do you think it'd be a good idea to explain what this power is for those who
yes. So premonition is from the Allspecs discipline tree. Premonition basically gives a kindred information that would otherwise be unobtainable. It could be knowledge of a future event. It could be knowledge of a long past event. It could be it could be a possible future. It could be various different things. It could be understanding of something. It really depends on what the kindred is hoping for when they proc the ability. Basically.
I want to block in sound, these wards and their, nature.
You see. Wait, what did you roll?
2 successes, which is a success.
Okay. Is there a table for what successes give you? Or do I just decide?
There
It's
is
up
a
this-
table with stated sort of DCs and examples, but not particularly.
Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
like there's like an example table, but it's up to the storyteller's discretion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Okay, then
you
in
want to
that
hear
case-
the closest thing, right? So 2 successes would be straightforward, seducing someone who's already in the mood, intimidating a weakling.
Okay, then in that case, 2 successes. You see an unidentifiable kindred, presumably Tremere, writing the runes on the wall in blood and chanting some kind of magic. And you get the feeling that these wards are meant to keep things other than mortals and kindred out. You're not sure what exactly, but something that isn't kindred and isn't mortal.
That's an interesting development. Joey just says that pretty much his eyes become lotuses for a second, and the lotuses
Yeah.
spin. That's what his premonition looks like.
I love it. I mean,
Then he
as far as that information goes, out of like in character, also you would know this, but out of character, just so you understand, it's not a huge leap to assume that the wards are meant to keep out things like the lupine.
Yeah, and that's what I assumed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys see Joey's eyes become lotuses. That the irises in Joey's eyes become a lotus for a few seconds as they spin. Then he blinks and his eyes go normal. Well, that was an
That's
interesting premonition.
What does it tell you?
These wards are meant for keeping out anything that's not kindred or mortal.
Well, it stands to reason that there's several lupine packs in the city. Probably one of them is close enough that the Tremere thought it the best to ward against it.
There are other creatures of the night as well, I believe. Not outside of
So,
us.
what would I need to roll to like investigate the stacks of books and find out like?
Intelligence occult, or no, intelligence investigation, I would say, or wits
Okay.
investigation, whichever's better.
I'll
I'll
help.
be back very shortly.
And then intelligence or wits investigation, whichever's better.
So I'm getting help, which is a +1.
No, I'm just doing my own investigation.
In that case, I'll rouse the blood.
Because I have a 5 dice pool. I have a pretty good dice pool.
And
Giving
I
just one die feels,
I get hungrier. Really? So. Intelligence +2. Ooh.
Ooh.
Is it worth re-rolling one die to fish for a crit?
I mean, that's up to you.
It's your willpower, mate.
Yeah,
You know, I'm at full willpower. I'll do it.
we're skipping the biscuit.
Yep.
Nope, but you do get another success. With 5 successes and with Joey getting 3 successes, the two of you find that somebody seems to be in the middle of resorting these books. There are sections where they seem to follow one particular style of sorting, and there's a section where a different method of sorting is being used. It looks like somebody is in the process of sorting the books. You're not sure who or for what purpose, but somebody is reorganizing things here. And you're not sure if this was something that's been done recently or if this was something that was in progress during the fall.
So right now, Timothy is looking for like rituals. He not anything specific, but just.
You don't actually find it. Don't find any rituals. You find lore and information. You find books that talk about lupine. You find books that talk about. You find interestingly enough, find a book of fairy tales.
That's not a good sign.
You also find a book that talks about magic, mages, and the arcane.
That's definitely not a good sign.
Timothy is reading all of this as.
Yeah, it's just titles, and then there's nothing particularly in depth or revelationary in regards to what's in the books. It's basically just if these things existed, or here's the evidence that these things exist, but no actual. This is what changelings are. This is what fae are like. This is what mages are like. There's nothing like that. It's more.
Can I read through the fairy tale book?
Yeah, sure. It is a book on fairy tales where somebody is talking about particular fairy tales and comparing them to events in history. Of which the connections are definitely there once pointed out, but still somewhat tenuous.
Right now, Joey's just opened up his handbag and it's just, sliding books into it. We should probably collect what we can and leave.
Probably a good idea.
We can put these with. I have a not sizable, but a 1 in 5-ish size library back at my club. We can relocate these books here.
As you start helping yourself to the books, you hear a voice. Do you often come into people's homes and steal their belongings?
Timothy turns around. Does he recognize the voice speaking?
Wits resolve. I think that's a memory test.
Okay, wits.
Intelligence resolve is the memory test.
Intelligence resolve. Sorry, my bad.
Joey's reply to that question is simply, when we assumed all the inhabitants were affected, yes.
So I got 3 successes?
Yeah, she looks vaguely familiar. Sure you've seen her before, maybe at an Elysium? You're not sure. She looks very vaguely familiar.
We've met before, but your name escapes me.
My name is Ais Daniel. I am of House Karma. And this Chantry is now my domain. She steps forward and begins to come.
Okay. Timothy bows deeply and respectfully and goes and looks at the two of them and basically.
Yeah.
Joey then she just goes, neat, continues sliding the books into his bag.
Yeah, Lauren's actually going to just put a hand in front of Joey as like this. No, stop. Not unless you want a very angry Tremere to suddenly throw you out the window.
Okay,
I'm just putting them in there so I can just tip them all out. It'll be much easier.
I look at Joey and say, put those damn books back before you get us all killed.
I am. Just neatly. Yeah. Pretty much, Joey's just piling them. You know, got them in his bag and now
Yeah.
making them a neat pile and then pulling them out in one go. He just didn't want to, you know, drop them onto the floor.
It's probably turn my fan off because I imagine everyone can hear it. And
No,
I
it's
turn off
not
that.
coming through.
No, I'll keep it.
I just wanted to do it neatly. God damn it, Joey. Bumbles is in the books.
As you're bickering, Ice is watching you, and there is a genuinely amused smile on her face, and she just says, "Are any of you of House Tremere by any chance? I'm assuming not."
Timothy Lockhart of Clan Ventru.
I am not of House Tremere, but from what I remember from back in the day, I could pull off their robes. They look comfy.
You could what, sorry?
Pull off their robes. They look comfy.
I think she actually laughs a bit at that. Just, I'm not well disposed towards the Tremere, and I am not particularly against sharing information. However, there is some information I believe is dangerous and should be contained. Though not for the reasons that House Tremere would protect knowledge.
Perhaps
Sorry,
it
what-
would be more prudent to suggest why we're here in the first place before any more aspersions are cast over our actions. And she looks at Joey as she says that.
Right now, Joey is just neat. Pretty much all the books Joe put in his bag, he's put back, and he's just neating them up, getting them in
Yeah.
perfect lined order.
So what house did she say she was a part of?
House
Kana.
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 You can roll an intelligence occult if you want to know what House Kana is.
I'm not allowed to use my library, correct, for this?
I mean,
3 successes.
probably not. I don't know what the library would give you for that. I don't know how. Never mind. 3 successes and 5 successes. House Kana was founded by the Tremere Kana quite some time ago. She grew tired of the Tremere pyramid and the sexism within the Tremere clan. She decided to found her own house that was more open and was more willing to share their knowledge and to help the other clans. She wanted to be a better Tremere, basically.
And I believe they were very anarch-aligned.
Typically, yes.
So Timothy just looks at her and goes, "Do you mind telling me what an anarch is doing in the middle of London?"
I'm not Anarch or Camarilla. I consider myself to be a neutral party. But this particular collection could not be allowed to remain unclaimed. If anybody else were to find their way in here to get past those wards, then this is incredibly dangerous knowledge. And there is far more than simple knowledge here that could fall into the wrong hands.
Out of curiosity, where exactly are the books of rituals, if I may ask?
I had them moved to a different part. I've been reorganizing over these last few months. It's a little chaotic here. And she points to an area where there are, you see a bookcase where there's a few books on the bookshelf, but otherwise just piles of books.
He shows her the vial of the cling of insect that he made earlier in the night, and basically goes,
Yeah.
"I'm a bit of a student of blood sorcery myself."
This place is a lot less burned down than the stories had me believed.
Sorry?
This place is a lot less burnt down than the stories had me believed.
An attempt was made to burn this place down, but It was not as successful as the arsonists would have hoped. I have managed to restore much of this place.
Then perhaps you
While
can be of a mutual help to us.
So what was her reaction to Timothy showing her that he knows blood sorcery?
she is genuinely surprised at that, and I'm surprised that Tremere would teach somebody outside of their clan.
Oh, I'm self-taught.
And at that, there is a genuine smile, and it's a mischievous smile. So, oh, well, that's a story you must tell me.
Well, let's just say a very naughty Tremere was caught with the Sabbat.
Oh, I think I heard about that. I think I heard something of an attempt by the Sabbat to infiltrate the city. That was you that dealt with it then.
Yes, I believe our coterie is called the Gate Crashers.
She snorts a laugh at that. And,
His idea, not mine. And he points at Joey.
Yeah. Well, in that case...
It's all about branding.
Well, in that case, you are more than welcome here. Please help yourselves. And she gestures to the ritual books.
Okay, he does, with a gusto, walk over to there and proceed to research.
Yeah, there's all manner of... There is no organization whatsoever to these stacked books, but...
Mr. Lockhart, I believe it's best we take our leave. We still have our mouths to tend to tonight. The books aren't going anywhere.
It's true. You are more than welcome to return at a future time.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a more pressing matter that brings us here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And it is more fortuitous that you survive and that there is a custodian of this library. What do you know of Operation Antigen?
I know that they are misguided in their efforts, and that they have taken innocent lives as well as guilty ones.
Well, isn't that just the way of it?
When she says misguided, there is a note of sadness in her voice. All of you can make an wits awareness.
It'd be wits insight, because insight is specifically for that kind of thing.
Wits insight.
2 successes.
Do I get my bonuses for being attractive?
No.
Okay.
How would being attractive help you?
I'm going to re-roll that one. So I can re-roll 2.
Yeah, you can re-roll 2.
I heard attractive and it doesn't matter. What about my stunning?
No.
So I got 3 successes.
Okay, so you would...
I got 4.
Yeah. Joey would pick up on it more than Lauren or Timothy would. Like, Lauren and Timothy would pick up on the note of sadness in her voice when she says misguided. Joey rather picks up on the obvious fact that Ice Denial values human life, or life in general, very highly. And you would all notice with Beating too, that she is breathing. And she clearly has, like, there is color to her skin. She looks like, if she wasn't in a Tremere Chantry, you wouldn't know she was kindred. You would have no idea. There is nothing about her that would give it away that she's kindred.
Oh, you are quite proficient with the blush.
I think that she perhaps no longer needs to use it.
She's
She is to no offense intended, a bleeding heart.
None taken.
Wait,
I would say
wait.
that she's more commendable than you are, Mr. Whispers.
Wait, he actually looks a lot more interested, and he is actually his eyes light up, and he goes, "You're a follower of
Galhanda.
Golconda."
I kind of want Timothy to have accidentally almost said Gehenna.
Yeah, that's he actually does trip over that and goes Golconda.
Yeah,
Because he only has 2 in a cult, so he would get tripped up by that.
It's okay. I almost said Wakanda my first time trying to pronounce that word.
And I think there's an actual giggle from Ice when you like with the silliness from this coterie, and she says, "Yes, I have been following the path for some time. I am fortunate enough to have a teacher."
He actually looks like this is the first time like any of you have seen him. This is really weird because most of the time he is very serious and very like stoic, but he looks desperate. Like he's
fanboying is basically
no. It's like finding the ability to. It's like finding out that you have the ability to gain something that you lost, and basically teach me, please. And he desperately wants this.
I'm just gonna actually just put a hand on Timothy's arm and just like, these things do take time, but willingness is the first step.
Joey's just off in the corner filing his nails.
Trent speaks the truth. The path of Golconda is a lengthy and risky one. You must be willing to sacrifice much. There is another who walks the path of Golconda. He too resides in London. You might find him. He operates as something of a healer to kindred and kind alike.
I heard he gives out a lot of business cards.
That was so funny. I loved that stayed a running joke even after you left that campaign. So funny. Anyway, yes, he is a healer to kindred and kind alike.
Useful talent to have.
Yes, he is of one of the rarer clans.
Which one?
Charisma persuasion.
Does my stunning help?
Sure, why not? You are the prettiest princess.
What is the stunning give again? +2?
Yeah, stunning is +2.
Yeah.
4 successes.
She considers and she says, he is of Clan Zamitzi, though he does not practice the art of flesh crafting like others of his clan.
This is a rare animal indeed.
Indeed. Yeah.
I think it might be prudent to suggest that neither of any of the ones standing in this room are exactly typical examples of the respective clans.
No.
Well, except perhaps you.
Touches up his
Joey again.
touching up his lipstick.
Yeah. She's like, nobody here is a stereotype of their clan. Camera cuts to Joey. Just how's the blush? So somebody's talking about the blush of life. Joey misunderstands and starts applying more makeup.
But
Despite the
yes,
fact that Joey's a coat, he would know what the pleasure of life is.
I know. I just like that idea. Anyway, so yeah, she gives you. Yeah, she's like plans to meet Z. He frequently moves around. He is, as all Zamisi are, extremely protective of those under his care.
Do you have a way for us to contact him?
He has a number you can contact him on, and she hands you a business card that he handed her at some point.
Takes it.
Wait. Actually, I think Timothy would try to grab it before Joey did.
Okay.
He reads the card. What does it actually say?
What does the card say, Shadows? I mean, it's your character.
Probably just has like the stylized doctor and then Homer. I think that was the last name.
Yeah, it was Bryce and Homer.
Yeah, Dr. Homer, and then there's a phone number, and that's basically all that's there.
Well, we'll know we'll have to activate this Homer card soon.
Timothy looks at Joey, and he has the face like you just smell awful all of a sudden, and goes, "Really?
You activated my Alucard."
Other than that, is there anything else we need here?
No, I believe that's everything."
Then thank you for welcoming us to your home. Yes. We'll be taking our leave.
It was a pleasure to meet you, truly.
Oh,
Have
if
you-
you do have any further information regarding Project Antigen and any of its members, she's actually going to take out one of her own cards and literally just offer it to the.
Yeah,
I've forgotten her
she'll take the card. I stand Isle.
And given your nature, if you need a place to go where people are more willing to allow you to feed off them, if you need it, pulls out a card and offers it to her.
Yes.
If I do not immediately respond to any questions, I am probably in a burning building.
Sorry, what was that?
As she hands the card over, it's like, if I don't immediately respond to any messages, I'm probably in a burning building.
She raises an eyebrow at that, but doesn't question it.
She just says,
okay.
She decided to be a firefighter.
That's an interesting profession. But it is nice to see you are trying to connect with humanity.
Well, we must be forced to feed off of them. That doesn't mean we have to treat them like shit.
I'm all for preserving humanity as best we can.
On a silver platter.
And Timothy also just with a slight smirk goes, she also looks ravishing in the uniform.
Certainly not been complaining of late.
Ah, that's straight. And Joey begins to lead.
Timothy just walks after him and goes, "You always have to ruin the moment, don't you?"
It's what you get for bringing a third wheel who's better looking than both the dates.
Oh, don't worry, Joey. We understand that it's your fragile masculinity, meaning that you have to be the center of attention in every situation.
Yes, he curtsies with his skirt as he leaves. My very fragile masculinity.
How is the Tremere reacting to this?
I think Ice is genuinely laughing at this point. Like she's just laughing, and she's like, I think she's actually red-faced laughing at the three of you, just idiots, as you leave the Chantry.
Oh, that's actually good then, because if she's laughing at us, she's not going to be quite as scared of us.
No, but I think you would notice that. I think something. What would occur to you after you leave is that she did not offer any information, and she didn't offer to offer any information about Operation Antigen. She only said they were misguided.
Yeah, I recognise that, and Joey wasn't going to push it because, you know, these two are here, and you know, they are also bleeding hearts.
Yep, she would want to know your intentions towards the Second Inquisition. But yeah,
Mostly of those knives.
Yeah, she's not going to help you with that.
Timothy has a very specific idea on how to attempt to deal with the Inquisition.
Yeah, there is something that she said that could be interesting. I don't know if any of you actually noticed her say it though.
Possibly.
Anybody want to roll an intelligence resolve to see if?
Can I try it?
Sure, I'll take a piece of that action.
You said intelligence resolve.
Yeah, to see if something occurs to you. Something she said.
That is 4 successes.
Yeah, you.
Same for.
That is 3 for me.
Yeah, you all. It occurs to all of you that when she said she does indeed walk the path of Golconda, she also mentioned that she has a teacher. And for those with good occult, that would very likely mean that she knows somebody that has achieved Golconda.
I mean,
Well,
she
that's
also
not
did
going to be
talk
me
about
because I've got no occult.
Yeah.
a doctor that she knew, so could be that one, could be someone else.
Yeah, it could be the doctor, but well, no, she specified the doctor also walks the path. She didn't say he was a teacher. He just said he is another one that walks the path.
She could be mysterious because she's a Trememe and they're like their mysterious ways.
True. Trememes do like their secrets. Trememes. So yeah, you.
Okay, so shall we cut over to Lucia and Janine?
Yes, let's. So Lucia and Janine, where are you going to do the hacker stuff?
Well, first I'm gonna search for horse ranches.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna go num.
Okay.
Oh, are you a farmer?
Kind of.
I know. Yeah. He's a farm. It's like, yes, I'm a farmer. Goes to a farm, feeds on a farmer.
Kind of in that I do feed on animals. But that is not my predator type.
Well, they're humans. Humans are animals.
Don't
Armor.
wrong.
The flaw says they're not. So I'm gonna go find a horsey. Preferably one that's asleep, so I don't spook it.
Okay.
You have to go find a stallion so your girlfriend doesn't get jealous.
I don't think Gina's that bothered. She'll just take Lucy's coat and stand at the side and just wait.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Tastes like just like raisins.
That's a dated reference.
So can I find a horse ranch and numb on a horse? Or?
Yeah. I mean, a horse ranch in London. That's a question. It's a question I didn't think I'd be
I
asking.
mean, I don't mind driving outside of London.
I happen to know that there are actually quite a few horses along the A3 because I've watched them on the bus.
Okay, then in that case, yes, you can find a horse on the A3.
As well as Joey Club is on the outskirts of London, so he could easily just go one of the other regional directions.
Is it inside
Yeah.
or outside the M25?
Mm.
Well, the M25 is considered the ring of London. Like outside of that, you get to the different suburbs.
It'd probably be just on the outskirts of the ring then.
Okay.
Like right off the
So-
M25.
So yeah, you find a horse. I'm not going to make you roll to feed on a horse. I'm not going to make you roll to feed on a horse. I'm assuming you lead the horse away so no one driving past sees a guy sucking a horse's neck or a girl sucking a horse's neck. It's like, what is that person doing? And there's a car crashes, they get distracted.
Well, you see, Lucia's not very big, and if the horse is asleep,
It'll be in the stable anyway.
True. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to find a horse. You give it a lick, and it does actually taste just like raisins.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't kill the horse. I just take one dot, and as
Okay.
rules written, they have two. So the horse is fine.
Wait, where are the rules for actually feeding on different things?
I would find the page, but I have the little GM screen, so I don't have to.
Right.
All right, I'll look it up and
Show off.
The GM screen says they have two dots, so I take one.
This is what Google exists for.
Effort. But
Well, that was
no,
particularly
so
horsey.
So you feed on the horse, and I assume you're looking for somewhere remote to hack into the database.
So more like I'm trying to find a sketchy neighborhood
Okay.
and an ATM in a sketchy neighborhood.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. It's London. London's kind of a shithole.
Not all of it.
No, but it tries.
Say you've never been to London without saying you've never been to London.
I've been to London.
Doubt.
I've been to London, just never a night.
Press
Why
X
would I
to
do that?
doubt.
Wow, rude.
I've been to London 3 times.
Yeah.
One time I wanted to kill myself afterwards because I had to go up fucking over 400 plus flights of stairs.
Oof.
That sounds about right.
And I'm unhealthy as fuck.
Yeah.
To get back
Anyway.
on track in the game.
Anyway. So
So-
yeah, you it's easy enough to find a sketchy neighborhood in London. You
Cool. Can
an
I find
ATM.
one where the camera for the any cameras around the ATM have been taken out by hoodlums?
I mean,
I would say
sure.
hoodlums.
Yes. Again, that's easy enough. The sketchier areas have a lot of gang activity. So yeah, there are ATMs that have been vandalized to varying degrees. So
Cool. I
it's
find
easy
one and
enough.
I make it very nice entry point to my glorious botnet.
Of course you do. So you're attempting to hack the planet.
No, I'm just attempting to create a botnet many ATMs wide.
Right. So, what is it you're intending to do with this?
So basically, I just want to write a little tiny little virus that makes the ATM do whatever HTTP calls I want it to do.
Okay, intelligence technology difficulty 3.
Seems fair.
And I believe hacking applies.
Yes. You are literally hacking to hack the planet.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's brutally bad.
Rick,
How?
that's one success with 9 dice. So, works.
How?
Look. It's because Lucia and Jean are too busy playing footsie, and Lucia is getting distracted. That's what's happening.
Willpower time.
What
Gonna roll willpower, my dude?
what would happen if I leave it as one success? Like, is this a
You would just fail You would just fail.
Okay, you know what? I think that roll is just cursed. I'm not gonna spend any willpower on that. That's
Okay,
just
you can't spend long.
You should go for it.
Yeah.
No.
Just spend willpower. Dude,
that's
willpower.
cursed. I'll spend willpower when it's like half that
if-
dice pool.
If you without failure, you fail to do it, and the ATM locks as it detects the security.
Yeah,
breach.
that's fine. It's a sketchy neighborhood. I'll just go to another one.
Yeah, you manage to find another ATM, and you attempt again. Want to roll again?
Yeah, this time I'm gonna rouse.
Lol.
Wow.
This is where we get no successes.
If I get not successes on 11 dice, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Lol. No, this is where you so ridiculously get over the limit, over the top,
Yep.
rather. Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And you know what? Because I didn't willpower the last one, I'll willpower 3 on this one.
Lol. Okay.
Nice.
9
Oh,
successes.
There we go. That's
That
correct
is-
now.
That is almost. That's 4 over an exceptional success.
Yes. Yes, it is.
If you didn't already have stupid amounts of resources, you could just hack this thing and be like, give me all the money.
Yeah, I like the idea that the first time it failed because you accidentally made a typo and didn't notice, and you're like, that was meant to happen. Definitely.
I just made like 50 typos because I was distracted. Jean. There we go. I need to look at the overlay to get the name right.
Jean was getting handsy.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna blame that.
Handsy. I think the difference is this time she's just found someone random to harass. So she's just, someone came too close to Lucy while she's doing her whole hacking.
Yeah. I imagine
Jean's just shoving them away.
Yeah, I
They're
imagine
just wait a minute.
Yeah, I imagine it's some chap walks up and starts sexually harassing, and Jean is like, "I'm sorry, what?" And it's like, "Come here, headbutt."
I'm just imagining she grabs him by the back of the neck, pulls him up to her eye level, and goes, "Apologize," and then squeezes his neck.
Yeah.
I think you've got the wrong impression of Jean, really.
Yeah.
Jean's not going to lift him up. She's going to knock him to the ground and keep him there.
Oh, you
yeah.
mean where that little sub belongs?
Yeah.
Yep.
And just sort of drag him back away from the ATM.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's why you failed the first time. But the second time, it's like a TV show hack, right? So and done.
Yep. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I just need to spoof my address. Actually,
I mean, with 7 successes, you can decide whatever the hell happens. 9 successes, you can decide.
oh yeah,
whatever
no.
the hell.
So I have a. So with 9 successes, I would like this to spread to all of the ATMs.
Yep, it's spreading, it's propagating. It
Okay,
even spreads to the ATM that locked.
What is it you're putting into the ATM?
Basically, so they're internet connected, right? So it's just a botnet.
Oh, so basically just to skim any sort of transactions from these.
More
machines.
like I can make them connect to websites.
Yes. So are you planning to make this spread throughout all of London or just this area?
Honestly, with 9 successes, can it just be every ATM in the UK?
It can spread to every ATM in London.
I mean, I'm going to offer that I used to work for a major bank in the UK as network security for ATMs.
Okay.
I think you could probably get about, I mean, half of them, depending on where you went. Out of like character, never use an ATM at a Tesco. You're welcome.
So what, you get half of them in the UK, you mean?
Yeah.
Damn, okay then. In that case, yeah, just like you watch on your laptop, you realize you did an amazing job as you just see ATM after ATM. It's just like it's corrupted. And you watch like as it just spreads and it goes beyond London, you're like, oh. And it's just spreading across the UK. It's like, well, that went a little further than I intended. And it just, yeah.
I think Lucy just looks at it and says, wow, their network security is crap.
Yeah. Now I think I'm going to see if they notice you. If they notice the hack, rather.
Okay, I don't want to screw over shadows or anything, but might I posit that it would be easier to notice a hack this big?
Actually, because they're not active, the botnet isn't doing anything. It would be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Oh. You see,
And I mean,
as someone who actually knows programming, and some of this,
sorry, what was that?
hard. Unless they're monitoring literally every bit of traffic, even then it'd be difficult.
It's when she activates it. It's when it's like, oh, now we noticed, and oh.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't noticed the original hack or the spreading virus. I rolled for the SI to notice, and I rolled 9 dice. I even re-rolled, and I got 3 successes. So they do not notice. This goes right under their radar.
I don't know why they would be checking every ATM. Like,
well, they are keeping an eye on everything in London. So they're doing regular security sweeps, that sort of thing. This is something they might notice on a security sweep.
Right, but I doubt that they would be running that every second.
Oh no, not every second. It's just something that they might notice at some point tonight, or within the week or month or whatever.
Okay.
They won't notice,
I don't think they would run that sweep literally every day. Like, that would be a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Whoops. Yeah. So they don't notice at all because I got 3 successes against your 9. So yeah. Never mind, I guess.
So with that, I'm gonna take a nice little trip to let's see, where would be a good place?
At around this time, you probably get a text on your burner phone, Lucia, like just letting you know where we're headed next. So you just get it doesn't even say anything. You just get the GPS coordinates of the club we're going to.
Okay. I think
before we move on, Jean will just say, "You done?"
Yeah, their security is really bad. She looks at the time. What time is it?
I mean, it's the same night, right? So I'd say it's quite late, like 1 maybe in the morning.
Okay, I guess I'll have to go to the store tomorrow. Well, they sent us where they're going if you want to catch up to them.
Great. Let me just have a snack first. I'm going to take my foot off the person I've been standing on and just pull them off into an alley.
Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck? Get off me! Get off me, you! And before they can finish the sentence, you just no.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which,
right now I'm not that hungry. So I'm just, but yeah, I'll climb memory and just throw them in the trash.
I am at 3 hunger. I would like to roll a hunt check.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see how well Timothy hunts.
Joey,
What's the dice pool for Scene Queen?
I mean, unless I'm mistaken, though, you're going to Ashton's club, right?
that's the plan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're allowed to feed freely there.
yeah, Joey would say after we speak to Ashton, he will probably allow us to feed at his club.
Yeah, you would know that you're allowed to
Yeah,
feed
but
freely.
what's the dice pool for Scene Queen?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got the book open. Let me.
Give me a sec. I think I'm also a scene queen. I think I saved it.
Something occult, maybe. Or subterfuge?
One sec. Give me a sec. Come on, load up sheet.
Predator types.
Okay, so you It basically just says it actually only gives you
Scene.
options of things to give you. So you either have maybe speciality, etiquette, leadership, or streetwise for whichever scene you feed from. You get either dominate or potence. You get the fame advantage 1 dot. You get contact advantage 1 dot. And you either gain the disliked outside of your subculture or you get prey exclusion.
There you go. I put the pool.
All right.
It's in a separate section of the book.
No, of
That's
course.
Honestly,
cool.
and with me with feeding with predator types, I always say I would also change the dice pool depending on your approach because that's what makes sense.
Yeah, so typically it's manipulation, persuasion, but if you're going with something else, then it might change.
Honestly, since this is a bar, he's probably going for the more like, actually, yeah, manipulation, persuasion.
Right now, Joey's just waiting outside the bar with Lauren being like, I don't get why he's doing this when we're going to a club where he'll be allowed to feed for free.
You are
Because
aware
I'm at
of-
3 hunger and I'm hungry now.
I was actually more just going to bank. I was like, you are aware of how Venture feed, right?
Oh yes, the hope. Like, good point. I forgot.
We have very refined palates.
yes, it's refined. It's not picky as fuck.
And then there's me, who just doesn't care.
I'm sure there's someone at the club that would fit his palate.
1 success.
Well, there were several people that fit my
Nope,
my
you do not
distinction.
succeed. Sorry, what was that, Lauren?
No, that was just me talking to Joy. I was like, well, there were several people at the old club who fit my particular tastes.
Like Timothy comes back, stands there, lights a cigarette, and goes one huge long drag, and basically spends the entire cigarette in one drag, drops it on the ground, crushes the cigarette, and then blows it all out in a 10-second blow.
Joey coughs and then points out, I know he's smoking fine.
You're outside, so
I know, Joey's just being a little shit. Come on, let's go. I'm sure we'll find someone that you can numb on at the club. Gets into the car and...
Oh, grumpy
Exactly.
Venture, it's grumpy. Do Lucia and Jean meet the rest of the coterie at Ashton's club?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then, so the 5 of you all arrive at the same time, conveniently. And you go in. When you go into the club, it is a large, spacious room with an elevated platform around 3 of the walls, with the main stage being on the far wall from the door. And on the far wall, you can see this tall, slender Middle Eastern man with bleached white hair is dancing up a storm along with a few other people who are out there dancing. And on the left side of the room, there is somebody in a DJ booth with vivid green hair Joey, please roll an intelligence resolve.
Let's see if I remember who they are.
I imagine Joey would remember particularly who this particular. I mean, you can all roll, but I think Joey would have the best chance of knowing who this is.
5 successes.
I'm just gonna say Timothy doesn't know who this is.
You would know.
All right, I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay. You would know who the green-haired girl is as Rain. She is a Toreador, and she is very, very into the DJ scene.
Mm-hmm.
She dyes her hair a different color every night. She loves to party, and she hangs around Ashton's club quite a lot. Like, she's almost always there.
I nod for the people to follow me. Yes, I try and get into the DJ booth, sneakily to hug them.
Yeah, you would also recognize the Middle Eastern man with bleached white hair as Ashton.
I know. Yeah, I sneak up behind Rain and go and give her a hug from behind.
Yeah, Rain gives you a hug back. Joey, you're alive, and
kicking. Here, put this on. I hand her some music to play. That I know Ashton likes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of music is it? Right now, it's something techno.
Yeah, it'll be something that fits the club.
Okay then. She nods and she puts the headphones back on, and she changes. She waits for the track to finish, and then she changes the track. And
at the start of the new track, you just hear Joey's voice come out of the thing, say, "Ashton, you dumbass, look up at the box." And then the normal music starts playing.
Yeah,
this is something Joey has done many a time when when Joey comes to see Ashton.
And
if Ashton looks, Joey's just waving.
Yeah, and there's a laugh from the crowd there's laughs and cheers from the crowd, and Ashton looks up and just waves.
Joey just yells, "I'm back, bitches! I'm not dead."
Yeah, and everyone just cheers. Most people got no fucking idea what they're cheering about. They're just cheering because they're in a club and it's having a good time.
There were many people in here who probably know me.
Yeah, probably, but they're too drunk to care either way, so they're all cheering anyway.
Timothy just looks at Lauren. He's about to say something and then just goes, "Never mind."
Then I get out the DJ box and looking at you guys. Ashton should be here in a minute or two.
Yeah, and Ashton, you see as Ashton dances and is just messing around and moving slowly off stage, and other people fill the space he leaves behind. And eventually, after a couple of minutes, he is in the booth with you, and he pulls down the shutters to make the booth a private space, and he says, "So, how are you, my boy? How are you?" And he holds Joey at arm's length, and looking him up and down, appraisingly.
Still not dead. This is my coterie.
The infamous Coterie.
Yep.
He would. I expect he would call us the Gate Crashers since he knows Joey.
Yeah. The Gate Crashers. I've been hoping you would visit my club. How are you? It's a pleasure. And he radiates pretentiousness.
And Joey would introduce all of you by name.
Yeah.
But just name, doesn't give any actual important information about you out.
No.
And Timothy just holds out his hand, charmed.
Yeah, and Ashton takes your hand and gives it a firm shake. It's more firm. The handshake is more firm than you might have realized it was going to be.
By the way, Timothy is radiating dad at nightclub energy.
Yeah. And Ashton will say, "Before we get down to business, is anyone here hungry? Is anyone have any particular requests?
I need a snack. I was dealing with a Tremere earlier.
Ah,
Do you have
Um,
anyone trained by a military on staff?
and he picks up.
Does,
He,
does Frankie still work here? He was ex-military, wasn't he? Or did he die in the
yeah, Frankie is here. He's working the bar. And he looks down. He looks out the like one way. He moves the shutters and looks down. And says, he's down there, and you can see you can see a tall, well-built, blonde guy with short blonde hair.
He Timothy just looks at him and goes, "What are his preferences, out of curiosity?"
Our character preferences.
Sexual
Sexuality.
preferences.
Oh,
Who's it going to
right,
respond
sorry,
to?
Deb.
Roll for sexual preference.
Lol.
Like-
Lol. No, he's like straight as an arrow, darling.
Well, I can probably work on him then.
Yeah. So he's straight as an arrow, but he's willing to he's willing to give to the community, shall we say?
Oh, that's fine. Just trying to figure out my tactic.
Well, I could buy him a drink to soften him up a little.
That always works.
I'm also going to put something in his drink because I have specialty anesthetics.
Do you say that out loud?
No, of course I don't.
Oh, okay, then.
This is out of character. That's what I'm also planning to do.
Don't
'Cause,
drug the staff member.
Yeah,
More
yeah.
importantly, don't drug me.
You know what? Bollocks, I haven't done Ashton's stats, so I can't do wits inside with them yet. But yeah, I think, yeah.
Look,
You
my-
good,
Alright.
Bruiser?
Yeah, I'm right. So he, Ashton, like, it's like, are you going to go and feed now, or?
I can wait.
Yeah,
Very
so
well.
there's a few other things we need to discuss. We've been given a task by our lady from on high.
Oh, she made it. She made it out of the city then.
Indeed.
I had heard that she was caught in an explosion.
Well, we've been asked to look more into the kindred who have survived in the city,
Yeah.
as well as Operation Big Potato.
Operation Big Potato.
Joey can't remember the military name
Right.
for the actual operation.
Operation Antigen.
Yeah, but Joey assumes his friend is smart enough to realize he means the SI with that joke.
So, just for laughs, I want everyone to roll a wits or intelligence politics regarding Ashton. See what any of you might know about Ashton Black.
I got 5 successes.
Despite
So-
knowing him my entire unlife, I have one,
Well,
So that was wits politics.
which is very Toreador.
wits,
I've no,
No,
I've
Joe,
known
you got
to be-
5. I got 1.
Oh, was it?
That was for
Oh.
something else earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My eyes fucked me up then.
You all talked over
Yeah.
dues. What was that?
I was going to say it's either wits or intelligence, whichever is higher, and politics. So yeah, so
All right, that's 2.
okay, so all of you would have heard various rumors about Ashton Black. You would know that he is rumored to be very old. There are rumors that he has lived for millennia. There are rumors that he's a Methuselah. There are rumors that he and Queen Anne are lovers. There are rumors that he and Lady Scarlet are lovers. There are rumors that he and pretty much every member of court are lovers.
Wait, including me?
Yeah, everyone in the court, including Lauren as well.
I was the one spreading those rumors.
Okay. Timothy just look at him and go. Did you really? Was it really necessary to spread rumors that we were lovers?
Pass the time.
This is towards Ashton.
Yeah. Oh, Ashton just laughs like, "Everything is little fun, darling, and you need to lighten up."
No, he lights up all the time. It's very inconvenient, especially at the club.
Oh, shush you. And he does say, Ashton, I'm not opposed to the idea. I just would have been like just being consulted first.
You know, you got to buy him dinner first. Take him to a show.
Or just put on a nice uniform.
Noted.
Again, the moment Lauren says that, you don't know how she manages to get an undead man to blush, but somehow.
Yeah. So yeah, like Ashton's like noted.
Oh,
and gives Timothy a wink.
Lauren just actually says, "You can have that one for free." By the way.
Well, Timothy does have two women who both have been in uniform in this coterie. He's used to the idea. Clearly, meaning
I don't think the word have. Yeah, works, but
okay,
sure. I'll let you have that one.
Okay, he looks at Joey and goes, you know, there is a fine line between bravery and stupidity. He points at the two of you, Lucia and Jean, and points at Lucia and Jean and says, messing with that is just sheer fucking stupidity.
Well, we all know that Joey walks that line every day.
There's a reason I used to visit Lauren's casino on the regular. Gambling is just, the best part of life.
Yeah, so something else you would know about Ashton Black is he's the one that organizes all of Queen Anne's parties. Like all of her big parties and big events and that, she gets Ashton Black to organize them all.
He's essentially the keeper of a legion, even if he doesn't have the title officially.
Yeah, he's the one that deals with all that shit because he loves a good party. Hence, being a nightclub owner. Something Joey would know in particular is that much like Joey's sire predicted the rise of the internet, Ashton predicted the rise of Operation Antigen. Not that specific organization, but he predicted that this rapid advance of technology and of surveillance and all that stuff would lead to increased awareness of kindred. And he predicted that as a result, there would be a new, possibly deadlier inquisition against, or some kind of movement against kindred. He didn't know when or where or how it would happen. He just guessed it did. As a result, he spent a long time and a lot of money legitimizing every aspect of his business. There's not a there's not a shady deal to be found in his business. Everything is above board. There's no backroom deals, no dodgy bookkeeping, nothing.
So we shouldn't sell drugs in this club.
Yeah. Which is why the first thing you would have noticed is that Ashton has not just survived the fall of London, he's thrived. like his business is booming, and
Ashton's probably the one I went to set up my new club.
probably he would have set it up and made sure everything was above board
So
and untraceable.
basically, Timothy goes, now that we have the pleasantries out of the way,
Hmm.
we need information. Specifically, the location of the Shadow King and anything and everything you might know about
I
the
can give
operation.
you-
Big
I can give
potato.
you a-
Just call it Big Potato. I like the name.
I can give you a few leads regarding Operation Antigen, and
Aw, come on. That's not fun.
Stop encouraging him. And he looks at Lucia.
But Big Potato is such a good name, and then they don't know we know their name. It's so good.
He
It
pinches
is
the bridge of his nose and just shakes his head.
Plus, you could also make the joke that they're overly starched.
Good lord, you're as bad as them.
Hey, it's amazing. I love it.
I mean, we are planning to mash them.
I
like
think
that.
even Ashton face palms at that. Just.
Don't want to say you're right, Joey, but also shut up.
What's the line? They were born to fry. Terrible.
Somebody clip this, just the potato puns.
Oh, she makes the pun, and you laugh. I make it, and it's bad going.
Yeah, because if you don't laugh, she's gonna punch you into oblivion.
There's a Sputnik joke somewhere.
Hey, there we go.
Anywho, the leads.
Any Mahoozle.
I can give you a few leads
So-
about Operation Antigen.
Go on. Oh wait, no, that's me. Sorry, I got so completely sidetracked by all the bullshit. I'm like, wait, yeah, somebody else is talking. No, wait, it's me. Fuck. Yes. I've heard a few rumors. I've had a few agents in my club, in fact, snooping around. They've been snooping around a lot of businesses. The key is to not panic and not do anything stupid. They're only looking, they don't know. So I've had a few rumors, and I've followed a few people I know a location or two where they have been operating out of. Whether or not they're still there remains to be seen.
I actually show him the map of like the circled locations, and I point out the blue locations where we think there might be SI.
Yeah, he looks at the locations where all the staging locations for the big raid against the Kindred was carried out, and he just said, and for a lot of them, he's just like, that's no longer active, and just goes along and just like crosses them out. And he says, these two. This one I have heard is a research facility. This one is a storage facility. I would be very careful about hitting either. However, they have proven to be extremely resourceful and extremely quick to retaliate to any form of provocation. We have seen firsthand the price of underestimating their wrath. It might be wise that we don't underestimate them again.
Underestimating an enemy is just a very long form of suicide.
It often is, and yet people insist on doing it all the time.
Yeah, I just treat them as my equals.
Indeed, it is always a good idea never to assume that you know everything about your enemy. That leads to complacency, and complacency leads to most of your kind getting wiped out in a single night.
Anger leads to hate.
So he does actually ask, do you have any rumors on the Shadow King? If he's still alive?
There was an attempt by Antigen to breach the Nosferatu clan underground. I heard that there was some level of success. There were explosions underground, and the Shadow King himself is reported to have fled, though I do not know where to exactly. He may have escaped London altogether or simply found a corner to hide in. It's unsure.
Or knowing the Nos, he fled into a circle, and once he got back to the start, he told everyone that he ran off it to Clacton or something.
That would be track that would track with what I know of the Nosferatu and of Richard DeWord in particular.
Given the expansive nature of the sewer network under the city, it's entirely possible that he possibly just found a cubbyhole to bunker down in.
Then I guess I guess the sewers is our next step after we numb here this evening.
Yes, I believe.
Speaking of that, and he actually gets up and walks over to the bar, and I will attempt to roll my hunting.
Please do.
May I also roll a hunt?
Go on. Let's see if you're more successful this time.
What is the hunt roll for Sea Queen again?
Whoa!
Damn. You get a bestial success. Do you want to re-roll that 10?
I can't.
I know you
I
can't
got 2 10s on hunger dice.
Yeah, you can't re-roll hunger dice. Well, you
Oh god, do I drain this guy?
no, because you're only at 3 hunger. But you do drain 2 hunger, and you.
No, I'm asking because that's a bestial crit. Does the beast make me drain him?
No, but I think you are unnecessarily rough with him, and like you don't really like. I think you forego the nicety of chatting him up essentially first, and
actually that's the thing is if you bestial crit while feeding, you kill the person.
I mean,
So
is anyone with Timothy at the time?
I'm assuming in this club owned by Ashton, there would be people around to pull work for kindred if
Yeah, I was going
the
to
worst
say.
that happened.
He can be it can be intervened, but if he's like without intervention, then the bestial crit while.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. Would any of the coterie be with Timothy?
I would be.
Joey's gone off to
in that case, roll a wit insight, maybe, or wit awareness to notice that that his beast is taking over.
2 successes.
Yeah, you notice that he's being a little more violent than normal with his feeding.
I am going to immediately try and break it up.
Okay, strength brawl, please, and both of you rolled strength brawl to oppose each other, I guess.
What happens if you don't have any brawl?
You fail. No, you can still roll, but
I'm going to willpower that one.
Don't bother. I have literally 1 die to roll.
Lol. Please roll.
You have 1 die?
Yeah, roll it.
1 die, somehow it's a crit.
Lol. It takes a tiny bit of effort, but you managed to pull it off easily enough. And Timothy is just snarling and because
the beast is taking over, he is going to pull out a knife and try to stab you before he gets control.
You're not frenzying. It's just a bestial crit. So once you're pulled away, it takes a little while, but you're able to calm down.
I'm going to immediately lick the wound that Timothy left behind.
Yeah.
And while doing that, immediately just look into the man's eyes and go, forget.
Yeah. And he as he sort of passes out, he forgets everything that just happened and goes to sleep. And passes out. But yeah.
Timothy actually, as the realization kicks in, he's actually sitting in the corner of the room he took him to, literally pulls his knees into his chest, and he goes, I almost killed him. And there's actually a tear welling up in his eye, and there's crimson running down his cheek, and he goes, I almost bloody killed him.
No, poor Frankie.
I don't want to say
that you didn't.
Jean is up on the balcony where we're at the booth.
Right.
She's just watching this. She has a very big smile on her face watching Venture lose control.
I mean, I feel like this was in a private room.
Yeah, this was in a back room.
Okay.
He basically looks at you and goes, if you weren't here, if
don't think about that now. If you get caught up in what ifs, you'll be here all night.
And he actually just goes over you and hugs you without saying another word and goes.
Yeah, she doesn't bother saying anything else. What she will do actually, she will just take out a hanky and just start wiping off the blood.
Yeah. And as you're doing that, as you're fussing over him and so you hear the door open and Ashton walks in and he goes and like two people come in with him and they pick up Frankie and carry him off somewhere to another room to be tended to. And Ashton just looks at Timothy and says, a little hungrier than planned tonight?
And he doesn't say anything and he's still kind of hugging her.
I take it I would have recognized what had happened when I pulled him off him.
Yeah, you had realized the beast took over.
Yeah, it's like his inner voice was louder tonight than he thought it was.
It happens to all of us. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We quite literally have no control over it. The beast will do as the beast wants.
And he lets go of Lauren and goes, shouldn't bloody be that way. And he walks out.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Ashton just has a curious look on his face and just he is an interesting one, isn't he? Doesn't seem to be a particularly big fan of what he is.
Would you be?
And he actually walks out of the club altogether and he's standing on the sidewalk and pulls out a cigarette and just goes,
yeah. And another thing you would notice about Ashton is he is like Joey, he has the stunning trait. Like he is incredibly good looking, like very much a pretty boy.
Actually, like Joey and Lucia.
Lucia, yeah. He is stunningly beautiful. Very fancy toreador. And he will leave the room and leave you to it. Joey, are you gonna roll to feed, or have you already rolled?
I've not rolled yet. What do I roll?
What's your predator type?
Think wing.
Okay, well, roll whatever your dice are for Sinquing.
I'm asking what they are because I forget.
They're in chat. Manipulation.
Okay then. Right, yeah, because you have
Same
the
one.
same. Yeah.
Can I use my all for this?
You can. You can use your all.
Because Ashton's Club would be a safe place to do that.
Mhm.
Also, Joe, two things of note. One, I would want to target someone that my stunning would work for. Joey would be flirting with them. And I want to target someone that if I lose control of my beast, it's someone that is worthy of fitting in the collection.
I mean, the same thing would happen is you would have either one of the Coterie or one of Ashton's staff that are in the know watching over you.
Yeah, but again, it's just in case of worst case
Yeah, yeah.
scenario, I don't want to, accidentally kill
so-
someone not worthy of, my collection.
Yeah. Okay then, please roll.
Okay, so manipulation, persuasion.
Persuasion, yep.
Okay. +2 for my stunning, +1 for my specialty, +2 for my presence, so that's +5 in total.
Damn. Yeah, you manage it with ease, and you are able to lure someone away to a back room, and you feed.
With that dice pool, could I get a blood specialty, whatever it's called?
Resonance.
Residence,
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I
Is
think.
You're the one that
Is it-
decides that.
Pardon?
You're the one that decides the resonance.
Since he is flirting, I would suggest the horny resonance.
Yeah, I was gonna,
That's
is
fair.
it
That's a good one.
sanguine?
Yeah.
Is it sanguine, the
sanguine.
horny one?
Sanguine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
it's
so.
Sanguine.
More dots to my persuasion will always be good.
So yeah, you feel the resonance of the blood as you drink. As you drink your fill.
What time of
And-
night is it?
I'd say by this point it's probably beginning to get closer to 3 a.m.
On a
Right.
question, on a scale of attractiveness between 1 to 5, how good was my target?
I'd say 3, maybe 4, considering how well you rolled.
If there were 4, I hand them a VIP card to my club.
Okay, then.
This will get you through the lines.
Yeah, your victim takes it. I assume this is before you feed them. Feed on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You-
drink.
Sorry, do you lingering kiss?
That was my next step after I feed.
Yeah, right then. You're not. You would. Yeah, I don't know if Ashton would be okay with that, but
Yeah.
I don't think Ashton would know yet.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, just looks like normal feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as anyone knows, it looks like I'm just feeding on the person.
That is true. That is true.
It's one of those powers that are real scary.
Yup. Pretty horrific when you actually stop to think about what it does.
What does
Yeah.
lingering kiss do?
Let me get it up for you. Let me get up the wording.
We can talk about that in the after show.
Yeah, we can talk about it in the after show. Which
Well, I'm thinking
is
for the
almost
people who
like-
are watching who may not know.
Just
Yeah.
one more thing before we end off. If Lauren comes to check on Timothy, would Lauren
Mhm.
come to check on Timothy?
Yeah, she would go and check on him.
Yeah, he is.
Be like, back, I'm being called.
Okay.
He looks angry.
Yeah.
Like he is brooding. Like he is pissed that he let that happen.
Yeah, he's doing brood face. He's resting brood face.
You can't be angry at the world. Not for a long time anyway.
Can be fucking angry at my lack of self-control.
So you know what to do for next time.
What if you're not there next time? What if there's no one there next time?
If it is your lack of self-control and I was the one who had to pull you off, then you work on that.
you know, blood sorcery. Maybe there's a way to use a ritual that might increase your ability to control the beast during feeding. Something that might allow you to retain control despite a bestial crit. You know, who knows what kind of rituals you might find.
Sorry, dinner was made
Something
for me.
that would suppress the beast enough that it cannot rise. I mean, you know, that's a possibility.
And
Granted, there would be a price, and the beast would be likely suppressed for the night, but
he looks at the vial, and all that is going through his head.
yeah.
Think of it like this. What is it except the manifestation of our darkest desires? Humans deal with that all the time. And yet it is through their strength
No.
of will and their convictions that they
Beast is
rise
something.
past it.
The beast is different.
No, it's
It
really
is the
not.
antithesis of humanity.
That doesn't mean that humans don't have it. It's just amplified in our case.
If all humans have this,
We can get through it. It is remember, it is there is strength in humanity.
Timothy.
Strength that we do not have.
Timothy, with Lauren talking about all humans having their own beast, I imagine Timothy flashes back to his time serving in Vietnam when he would give in to that part of himself that was the trained soldier, that was the trained killer, that part that could point a gun at another human being and pull the trigger without hesitation, without any kind of without any remorse, and would just pull the trigger and keep pulling the trigger until the job was done. That part of you that would come to the surface and would go again once it was no longer needed.
yeah, and he's thinking about that, and he just looks at Lauren and goes, I shouldn't have to be a soldier.
No, but that is unfortunately the caste that you have at the moment. There is nothing saying that you are incapable of changing that, however.
And he basically just goes, shall we go home for the night?
I think we can leave the others to their business. To be perfectly honest, being around Joey makes my skin crawl.
You and me both.
I love Ryan, but Joey is so creepy. And
I heard that. I mean,
are we wrong? Are we wrong? Is Joey not
No.
creepy as fuck?
no, you're not wrong.
Okay, and
go talk.
if
Joey's
I may,
definitely the scariest one of all.
if I may, as they start to walk off, camera lifts, looks at the skyline, and fades away, and that's where we end, if I may.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of good place to end it.
Yeah, I like that it ends there. And then yes, that's where we'll be ending for the week. Thank you.
I hope people had fun.
Thank you for everyone that came to watch. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. And yes.
Happy birthday.
That too. Bye.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.